Hello everybody, Daggers Data, pretty snazzy walkthrough Majora's Mask, 3 parts, and we're going to the Swamp Spider House. Probably the fastest way to do that, without actually freeing the swamp from the people. Just go to Woodfall and go from there the way I did. Or I was basically standing right in front of Woodfall. It's probably the fastest way to do it. And yeah, against my better judgment, I decided to stop listening to Anthrax for a minute and come here and talk to myself in front of a computer screen, just for you guys. Yeah, alright, so if you don't have fire, you can just get in there by lighting a torch, by using that torch over there. There was a torch over there. Alright, so talk to this guy here, saying, "Oh, help me defeat the spiders." There wasn't a guy in the other temple to tell you that. And so, what you're gonna have to do here is get a bunch of bugs, because that's pretty much the only thing you're gonna need here now that you have the hook shot and everything else. So if you lift up a rock, 3 bugs will come out of it. And there's a trick. Well, I don't know if I've talked about it in an earlier video, but for the sake of people just watching this particular part, I'll explain it. Alright, so what you can do is, when you drop a bug out of a you drop a bug out of a bottle, 3 bugs will come out, and you can actually pick up all 3 of the bugs. So essentially you can just clone the bug, and I think for now 3 should be enough. Alright, so I don't know if I mentioned it in the Oceanside Spider House video, but I actually think this one is a little bit harder. I don't know, maybe I just got more used to the Oceanside one, or whatever. Okay, so there's at least 3 or 4, I want to say 4, of those like holes in the wall where all you do is you drop some bugs into it and let bugs crawl into it and makes a spider come out. Now, throughout like the overworld, or I guess you can call it the overworld, there's a couple of these mounds, I guess you can call them, and they usually give you like items or something like that. But these are also the same type of mounds that you can plant a mushroom on. So, also take note that there's one gold skull tool that's kind of like in the water there, and I kind of missed that now. I'll go back to it later, because for some reason I just didn't notice it. I heard the spiders and I thought, okay, maybe it's just one upstairs. And I got a little mad, and yeah, I definitely have enough things right there, so I was kind of overcompensating, I suppose. Yeah, probably this is much easier with the hook shot, because you can basically, a lot of these things, they appear at higher levels that you can't exactly reach at your current state. So if you're using the hook shot, you can pretty much just always grab them. You went through this earlier. What you would have to do is kind of play through it and make sure you kill them at a lower level so you can grab them. If not, then you pretty much have to restart the room so you can go and grab it. Alright, simple as that. And here I kind of thought, like, oh, maybe I heard this. I was kind of fooling around a bit here. You know, I do fool around a lot. Wow, I really need to work on that speaking skill. Yep. Yeah, speaking is not one of my strong points. I don't know why. It really should be, considering how much talking I do. Oh well. It's kind of like the world is filled with these people who they talk constantly, but they have no freaking clue what they're talking about. I kind of feel, I don't want to really say I'm exactly like that. I mean, I do know what I'm talking about half the time, but the big problem is saying it. See, there's one of the ones I missed. Yes, there's also one here. I've come to the conclusion that more than half the people in the world just need to stop talking and don't talk ever again. So, your cue for these things is kind of like in the ocean side one, where you see a pot, just roll into it, assume that there might be a spider in there. And that looked a little too obvious. You definitely couldn't have missed it. I mean, the wall was see-through. I mean, if you didn't slash it, you should have at least tried to fire arrow it. Yep. Yeah, also, the one thing that's slightly easier about this temple is that not temple, this spider room. They seem to put a lot of spiders in this room. Like one of them has, I think 6 or 7. I'll tell you when we get to that room, but they put large amounts of spiders in very close vicinity of each other. Alright, so go shoot down these beehive things here. Now, some of them have magic jars in them, some of them have just a bee in it. I couldn't really remember which one had what. And the one I actually want to shoot, the other one I want to shoot, is kind of out of my range. Not out of my range, but for some reason with the hook shot, you can't go directly up. I never really understood that. So, yeah. It's pure silliness. And that probably wasn't even the right one. Yep, wasn't right the one. Wasn't the right one, but forget it. Yeah. Alright, so also make sure you kind of give it a second to bounce before you run over there. Otherwise, it can probably hit you. It's kind of an obvious hint saying don't get hit, but really, everything is worth pointing out. You know, it's to the point where you have to assume that your audience is filled with idiots, because there's always that one person who doesn't know what you're talking about. Alright, so basically the one thing you have to pretty much do almost the entire game is every time you see anything sleeping, just play the Sonata of Awakening. Just assume you'll get something out of it. And if it doesn't work, the song doesn't even do anything anyway. So it's more just like it's kind of there. It's like, okay, that song, whatever. Alright, now we're going to do some more progression. So that's what we're all about, progression. Also, this is another one of those instances where you have to kind of kill at a lower level. My aim was awful here. Like, this guy moves around a lot. And it's like Call of Duty. I'm trying to shoot a moving target and I can't hit it. But, yeah, hook shot's fantastic for doing this. The other way you'd have to get it would be just to use the DP flower there. It's simple really, but okay. So I don't know what was the point of having that switch right there, because any idiot would at least assume that, oh, there's a switch there. Oh, I better hit it. Nope. No, this time they just put it there just for the sake of making you take a little bit longer to complete this. I don't know, maybe Nintendo is the one that assumes you're an idiot. I guess. Oh well. Let's see my masterful aiming skills here. Yeah, let's see, after playing Resident Evil 4, he's fantastic at aiming, I guess. Meh, oh well. Oh well. And there's one more up there, and there's one in the beehive. And one of the beehives. I forget. I can never remember which one stuff's in. And yeah, as I said, don't wait for it to finish bouncing. I'm too impatient to do that. It's basically I have a good thing here going where I say, okay, let me point out my shortcomings so you don't have to have them yourself or something. Alright, so the way I think you're supposed to do this is to use a magic bean there and plant it so you can create a platform that kind of moves around, but to get you over there. But apparently you can just jump to that, which I found out was pretty. Well, that was good news. It saved me time, because I came here thinking, oh yeah, I don't need any magic beans. Why did you stab me? Ow, what are those? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I just got stabbed. I just got shanked. Oh, shanked twice, yeah. Yeah, okay. So this is the one room I mentioned earlier. It says there's a whole bunch of spiders in here. Like, you just roll into that and like 3 of them fall. There's already like 2 of them in the grass. Ouch. And even better, there's even some. Yeah, sometimes you lose them. That's kind of. It's a bit of a bother. So probably the best way to find spiders if you think you lost them is just to kind of DQ scrub skin through the grass randomly. It seems to work. It gets the job done. You're right there. Okay. And also remember, there is one that's going to be in one of the hives. I believe I got it right in the first try. Did I? Yeah, I did. Oh, I am so good at this game. I am like the master of Zelda. I am the Zelda master person. Okay, that should be all of them. So, There's like 7 or 8 in that one room. So I missed them. That's pretty bad because there's a lot in there. And of course, you're kind of required to get them all to even beat this place. So whatever. Alright, this should be about when I run into the one in the water. No, I guess not. Okay. I'm trying to remember what I did. I'm doing a pretty bad job at it. Okay, so yeah, the main reason we needed that flower is because that's the only way to get up here. And honestly, if it's a place, you have to go there, essentially. I mean, there's not too many places in this game that serve absolutely no function whatsoever. Oh, like almost every place in this game has some sort of purpose behind it. I suppose that's the best way I can describe it. So, yeah. Yeah, I've noticed I seem to end a lot of my ramblings by just abruptly stopping and then saying, so, yeah. It's really a bad speaking habit I need to work on. Oh well. Alright, so now we're at 23. And we do need a DQ flower to get across. So I'll take this another way. And also another one I missed the first time I went through this room. That seems to be a lot. I seem to have missed so many of them. It's really starting to bug me that I missed so many of them. And of course, as the famous quote by me goes, everything can and will go wrong in your recording run. You know? Always. Like, without fail. So, I mean, I'm sure I have to deal with that problem more than you guys do, because you guys just watch it. I'm the one who suffers my work. Well, not really. Suffering is definitely not the word to describe it. Yeah, see, I still hear the last spider, so I'm kind of looking around the room here. I'm thinking, where is that spider? And it's not helping that. Yeah, I was trying to jump onto that, but that didn't go very well. And here, I just kind of get lucky, like, oh, there it is. I'm surprised I really didn't run into it at all while I was just trying to get across. And here, against my better judgment, I did something that kind of wasted a little bit of time. I mean, this video, it's still showing where all the spiders are, you know? I mean, isn't that pretty much the point of it? I mean, yeah, I did much better in the other spider house, but whatever. I mean, I only did 1 practice run for this spider house, and I did 2 for the other. That might have something to do with it, but what are you doing? You got the tissue. I mean, this is why I usually look for people who are asleep and not home to talk to myself in front of this computer. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore. Oh well. I am committed. I mean, we're pretty close to the end of this walkthrough actually. So when I finish that, it's probably gonna be a great time for me. I mean, this is just about like my schedule is almost exploded at this point. So there's like so much stuff for me to do. Pretty much have no time to make videos over. So just gotta finish this walkthrough, and then I'd say that's a good summer of achievement actually, because I finished like 2.5 walkthroughs. Yeah, finished all of Resident Evil 3. Like, no, actually more than half of Metroid Other M. Okay. Oh, like more than half of Metroid Other M. And my efficiency level is off the charts. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could probably upload almost an entire walkthrough in a day if I actually had the time to sit there and commentate the whole thing. But I said, okay, don't want to like flood people's subscription box with like 1 billion videos a day by me. People don't have time to watch all that. Mask of Truth. Yeah, doing my recording sessions for this game were pretty bothersome. Alright. And am I gonna show off the Mask of Truth here? No, I'm not. What the Mask of Truth can do is basically, it lets you talk to those funny rocks, and you can also, see the thoughts of animals. Alright, so I just warped to the southern swamp area, which is basically where you walk in. It's right in front of the boathouse, like where you took the photo tour that I didn't take any photos on. It's right there. Okay, so I'll go this way from there. And this is an area we haven't really gone to yet because there really wasn't a reason to go. And that's the power of the Gilded Sword, and cut down those beefy bottles in one shot. And so, since this seemed like an appropriate place to do so, I decided to put this minigame in this video. I mean, because it's still in the general swamp area, so I might as well do it. Make sure you have a bunch of money. And a lot of my money, most of the money I got from collecting those 100 rupee things all around Clocktown and stuff like that. But yeah, just kind of keep note of the fact that there's some free rupees for you out there. And here, I really thought I was gonna mess up. I mean, and I did, but all you have to do is hit everything, and then you win this. That's how you get the quiver. And if you play this again after hitting everything, then you get another heart piece. Well, in our case, it wouldn't be another. It may require a little bit more reflex, but they don't go away if you miss it. That's the thing. So, like, say if that Wolfos there, if it ran away, it would come back eventually. So you basically just need a perfect score to win. And as it kind of like what it did with the shooting galleries and Ocarina of Time, if you did poorly and, well, not poorly, but if you were like one away from winning, they would give you the benefit of the doubt and give you a free game or something like that. So this is kind of what it does here. And I thought I was going to lose this at first, but I guess not. As long as, just make sure you get the Wolfos, because they don't come out as frequently, and if you run out of time, you're not going to win. And once again, I find myself like spamming arrows a lot. Just feel that you're at the liberty to do so because you can. And this should be the last one here. So the perfect score is 21-20. Perfect. Okay. And our prize. Wait for it. Drum roll. I'd give a drum roll, but I don't really have a drum roll sound effect. I don't know why it was taking so long there. Pretty darn good, mate. Biggest quiver. We hold 50 arrows, and I think that also maxes out the amount of arrows we have. Alright, guys. That's the end of this video. I'll see you next time where we'll do more stuff. See ya.